We have spent so much of our existence in school. The only times we really had a break was our summer breaks in the weekend. On top of that, education drastically changes our lifestyle, whether you decide to go to college or if you're deciding between majors or a career. A bad relationship with education can deter us from our destiny. When you have a scarcity mindset, you're more likely to study something that you don't love because you fear that you won't have stability without it. Hello, welcome to my channel, 100 Days of Kadra, where we devote 100 days to doing whatever we want, because we are going to build skills. 30 days isn't enough. 100 days is. We are now on day 36 of building our personal constitution. Yay! Our personal constitution is a living, breathing document that has our boundaries, our standards, our expectations for our lives. So whenever we feel like an emotional wreck or we just aren't sure what to do with ourselves, we have a place to reground ourselves. As I just mentioned, we are on day 36, where we will be defining our relationship with education, academics, and learning in general. The first thing I want you to do is to analyze, to really dig deep and ask yourself, when you were growing up, were you only rewarded for perfection? Did you only receive a good job or a pat on the back or money when you received A's, when you got a perfect grade, when you overexcelled and overextended yourself? For a lot of people, the answer is yes. This creates an attachment to recognition and acknowledgement, and not the actual loving of education, liking learning. When no one is there to applaud you, when no one is there to give you that pat on the back, will you have no motivation? Will you crumble? For a lot of people, the answer is yes. But don't worry, I have 3 easy solutions that will help you fix that. These are not the only solutions, but these are the 3 that I can give you. The first thing you want to do is learn a new skill and don't tell a soul. Don't tell anybody. This could be professional, this could be personal. Whatever that skill is, do it and just know for a fact that no one's going to be there to acknowledge you. Acknowledge yourself, celebrate yourself, but don't tell a soul while you're doing it or when you achieve it. And you only have to do this for one thing in your life that you need to take to the grave. Number 2, you don't have to follow everything that I say. If number 1 was a little too harsh for you, you can definitely do number 2. You need to accomplish something, a skill, get a certificate, maybe you go on a run or you complete a marathon, and don't post it immediately. Wait, give yourself a week. Perhaps give yourself a month. Allow yourself to submerge in your winnings and your new skill and your own acknowledgement and your own love, before you tell the world. You will begin to build a healthy relationship with not getting that instant gratification of someone saying, "Oh, you did a great job. Oh, I'm so proud of you. Oh, you're so smart. Oh, you're so pretty." Wait, do that for yourself. Okay, and everyone else is just the icing on the cake. Number 3, if number 1 and 2 are, again, too serious, too weird, too crazy for you, celebrate yourself, regardless of how big or how small or how important or how silly an accomplishment is. You want your body getting used to you saying, "Good job," saying, "You're that bitch," saying, "I love you, you're amazing." You're over here sitting in a corner crying because no one's telling you a good job, yet you have words, yet you have a mouth, and you're withholding it yourself. You're holding yourself hostage. Give yourself a pat on the back. I'm begging you. The second thing I want you to ask yourself and to really analyze, was education or school or learning the only time you felt worthy or unworthy? For example, let's say you felt ugly. Let's say you felt dumb. Let's say you felt unlovable. Yet, school and education and your textbook and your grades were always top tier. You always felt worthy in that, so you threw yourself in it. Your whole identity became school. On the flip side, let's say you felt dumb. Let's say you felt incapable, right? And school just amplified it for you. So you're like, you know what? Forget school. I'm gonna do what I know, right? Let's say you get into beauty. Let's say you get into sports, and let's say you get into other things which are healthy, but it's coming from a place of lack, of desperation for a need of validation. You're like, if I can't get validated here, I need to get validated somewhere else. I need to feel worthy somewhere else. And sometimes that leads to you doing things that you should not be doing. Here are 3 solutions not to feel like all your worth is coming from education, and also not to feel unworthy about education. Number 1, when you only feel worthy from your academics, from your GPA, you need to diversify your identity. As I mentioned before, picking and finding and engaging in other avenues is very, very healthy, but you want to make sure it's not coming from a desperate space in your heart of needing to feel worthy. Diversifying your identity helps you release the weight, release the pressure of being perfect in school, being perfect in your academics, being perfect in arguably your career. For example, when I was in high school, my GPA for me was extremely, extremely important because I wanted to go to college debt free and I got a full ride, yay. But anywho, I also knew that my GPA wasn't everything. So I made sure to be in extracurricular activities. I made sure to engage in sports. I had things outside of school that I like to do, so that way, if my GPA wasn't a 4.0, which it was, but if it wasn't, I was okay because I was excelling in so many other things. I was enjoying life. So when college applications came around, I would say, hey, like my GPA may not be XYZ, but look at all these wonderful things that I'm doing. I'm a well-rounded person. You want to continue carrying that throughout your life, not just in high school. Number 2, when you feel unworthy about whatever you're learning, about school in general, about education in general, you need to replace every negative words or thought with something positive. And I get it. Girl, get that out of my face. I tried that. You didn't try. You didn't try, because I was that way. I was that way. When I was studying for my CPA exam, the Certified Public Accountant exam, that bitch was hard. She was so hard. She was so hard. She was so hard. And oftentimes I'd find myself saying, dumb, stupid, what are you doing? You know this. So I had to do a course correction. Every time I thought of that, every time I even muttered it, I'd be like, stop, you're okay, stop, you're good, stop, sometimes something unrelated, you're gorgeous, stop, you're smart, stop, you got this. I'll take a lap. Do you know how many laps I've taken around my block? I took a lap replacing those negative words and thoughts. Number 3, this is kind of like number 2 where I talked about replacing your negative words and thoughts with good words, but this one, I want you to take a mirror, look at yourself and say, I'm smart, I'm amazing, I'm doing great. Speak positive affirmations into yourself all the freaking time. Every single morning I call myself beautiful and a smart cookie. It's lame, but like when I don't have like fancy words to say and be like, oh, like everything's working out and the divine and blah, I just say you're beautiful and you're a smart cookie, and I'm beautiful and I'm a smart cookie, and I feel that way. Sometimes maybe a mirror is not enough. What I love to do is incorporating positive affirmations with movement, okay? I'll do yoga in my room, and as I'm stretching, as I'm doing the yoga, I'm speaking good words into myself. Sometimes I'll have like a affirmation video pulled up. You can check out Affirmly Active Affirmations, where I have affirmation videos and affirmation guided yoga. You see what I'm doing? Anywho, and do that. Sometimes you just need to feel it in your body, not just your mind. You need to shake out the negative feeling. You need to beat out negative feeling. The third and last thing I want you to ask yourself is, what are your friends and family's relationship with education, with school, with college, with learning? Do they prioritize get rich quick schemes over education and learning and gradually building skills? Do they value romantic relationships and expanding families over education, over learning, over college, over building tangible and intangible skills? Who you interact with, the people that you are constantly around, greatly affect the path that you will take, greatly affect how you view education, how you view learning, how you view college, how you view building skills and actually bettering yourself. These are 3 solutions you can implement when you have friends and family who are not aligned with your values, your goals, and what you want to do in your life. 1, you need to separate yourself. Let's say you cannot separate yourself physically, and for a lot of people that may be the case. Then you need to separate yourself mentally and emotionally. What does that look like? Okay, let's say you are in your room, you're in college, you're studying, and you have your parents in your ear telling you that, oh, you need to get a man, or oh, like when are you gonna get married, or oh, I want grandkids, why aren't you having kids now? But you're only in your 20s, like you're a baby. All you can say is, hey, while I'm studying, those are things that I don't want to talk about. Set that boundary. Yeah. Whenever they're talking about expanding families or relationships or get rich quick schemes, it's literally a tongue twister for me. Just leave the room. You don't, even if they're not directly talking to you, you don't want to be around when they're talking about those things. So go take a lap, go outside, go to a different room, go do what you need to do, go put music in your ear, disengage. This is especially important if you cannot physically separate from them. Number 2, get a mentor, get a friend, get an advisor that aligns with your values and goals. We are an echo chamber. You want someone who's encouraging you. You want someone who wants the same things as you. You want someone who values what you value. Number 3, and this is a double whammy, you want to have a vision board, yes, but also you want to do one thing a day or a week that aligns with your goals and values. For example, let's say you're about to go to college, or you're a college student and you're living at home and your friends and family in your ear and they're making you feel like you're not going in the right direction. You're like, nope, I need to do one thing to feel aligned, one thing to stay grounded. You can wake up early and go to the library, because what successful students do, they go to the library, they study. They go to a coffee shop and they study. This one thing that you do every day or once a week doesn't have to be big and grand. It just has to be a practice that a successful college student or a successful person within the skill or career or sphere that you are trying to insert yourself in would do. The very last thing I need you to do in your personal constitution is to write down what kind of relationship you want with education and how you will embody it. We discuss a lot of different ways that you perhaps are interacting with education, with learning, with college, with building a new skill. I don't know you, so you need to take what applies into this section. But I do have a few things that you can write that will help you embody a healthy relationship with education, with learning, with building a new skill. 1, of course, we talked about this, engaging with learning and education with no acknowledgement. 2, being proactive in other parts of your life so you don't have an anxious attachment to education. 1 and 2, I want you to write ways that you will engage with education with no acknowledgement. I gave you 2 ways: not telling anyone or delaying the gratification of telling someone. And I want you to write down different parts of your life that you want to be more proactive in. For me, modeling is a part of my life that I wanted to be more proactive in. Content creating is a part of my life that I wanted to be more proactive in. I deterred it for so long because I had buried myself into academics. I felt only worthy in academics, unfortunately. Ugh. I wish I started this sooner, but it's okay. This is perfect time. I'm in the right space for it. Aim for growth, not perfection. When I first started this YouTube channel, oh my god, you guys could literally go to my first video. It is trash. And a lot of my videos are trash. And that's okay, because I needed to first build up a tolerance to calm my nervous system into allowing myself to make mistakes and be ugly in the world, so that way I could be more authentic on the camera. You see? I'm comfortable now. I'm comfortable now. 4, positive affirmations during times of doubt and fear. Whenever I feel dumb, whenever I feel unworthy, whenever I feel just not good about any part of my life, not just in the education section, I speak positive affirmations into myself. I do EFT tapping. We discussed this in our 10 grounding articles of how to interact with our emotions in a healthy way. 5, encourage change of plans. For instance, I knew for a very, very long time since high school that I wanted to do accounting. Then my junior year in college, I felt this inkling that I wanted to do something else. And I had this extreme guilt, this scarcity mindset, this fear of me deterring what I'd always planned on doing and trying something that perhaps didn't give me the automatic security that I needed. And it caused a turmoil in my mind and in my heart, and I just was not well. That's one of the reasons why I was an emotional wreck. 6, set smart goals and enjoy the process. I really hated this advice whenever someone told me this. I'm just like, oh, a smart goal? Girl, get out of my face. But honestly, sometimes we need that deadline. Sometimes we need to break down a big goal that we want to accomplish into manageable steps that we can do every day, but doesn't feel like a task, doesn't feel like we're turning on our brain and having to figure out and calculate and malfunctioning. That's what we're doing. We're malfunctioning when we don't set smart goals. For instance, I am creating an affirmation app called AFFIRMLY. Yay! Right? And it's going to take a while for her to get built, for me to build my audience. But instead of panicking and thinking about all the things that I have to do, I said, okay, one step at a time. I started a TikTok page for it, right? I post yoga videos with affirmations, very short and small, but very manageable, because I do yoga every single day. So why not just hit the record button? Easy peasy lemon squeezy. I'm already building my audience. As I'm doing this behind the scene, I'm slowly working on my business plan. I'm slowly applying to different grants. I'm slowly doing things to where I am not stressing myself out because I'm busy. All right, that is all for today. If you are having trouble writing your personal constitution, definitely check out my Substack, where I have my personal constitution where you can read and use as reference to yours. The first 12 posts, which is the introduction, the preamble, and the 10 grounding articles, are all free to you, but the rest of it is about $5 a month. But it will all be going towards my app. Yay! So I'm really excited about it. Like I said, small, manageable steps. All right, I love you guys. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in section B.